I scored the fight 4 rounds to 1 in favor of Alexander Volkanovski. I thought he made easy work of Diego Lopez, a competitive fight, but I honestly think that Alexander Volkanovski had an easier performance and an easier night at the office in this rematch against Diego Lopez. And honestly, Alexander Volkanovski throughout this fight did a good job fighting in different lateral movements. Again, the footwork was very pivotal against Diego Lopez, who is a very flat-footed fighter and does not know how to cut off the octagon correctly just yet in his UFC career, but he did a really good job at that. And I think that's another reason why Alexander Volkanovski frustrated Diego Lopez once again in the championship rounds. It made Diego Lopez make mistakes. And Alexander Volkanovski did a good job fighting comfortable in the inside. As the rounds went on, as he started to use his MMA IQ and figure out what Diego Lopez was going to do, he actually gained confidence fighting well on the inside. Because you guys remember in the first fight, he fought well in the range. This time, he was very aggressive fighting in the inside. Dangerous counter shots were landed by Alexander Volkanovski mixed with the overhand right. The overhand right has always been Alexander Volkanovski's best attribute in his toolbox as the fight has kept standing. He uses MMA IQ to also use feints to frustrate and confuse Diego Lopez as the fight went on. But Alexander Volkanovski was very alert defensively. And I said last week on the podcast that Volk needed to be very alert defensively because in the first fight, he got dropped, I want to say two times by some power shots that Diego Lopez landed. He got knocked down once. He tried to play it off like it was a slippage, but after the replay, that definitely was a knockdown. But he was more smarter in his defensive approach, making sure that Diego Lopez was unsuccessful in landing most of the big significant strikes as the fight went on. And Alexander Volkanovski actually did a good job in the grappling department. He actually tapped into the grappling skills in the wrestling department. In this second fight against Diego Lopez, he controlled time, and actually shot for some submissions to wear down Diego Lopez and tire him out as the fight went on. So I think Alexander Volkanovski had a really good game plan against Diego Lopez. And once again, Diego Lopez failed to make adjustments and to adapt in the championship rounds. He couldn't fight well in the range. He had disadvantages in the foot department. Once again, couldn't fighting coming forward and control the pace of the fight like he wanted. And a lot of times, his calf kicks were being blocked by Volkanovski. And I think that's what led to